Well, following that, the chief and I had an idea that we were going to start a mayor and chief at your service. And so this is going to be quarterly, I believe we decided. And it will just be a nice time for residents to come. We're going to have a program. It may be more police oriented. It may be more town oriented. They will change. And there'll also be a time when the police give their update. I'll give an update of what's going on in the town, and then there'll be time for questions and discussion. And that first one is going to be at 7 p.m. in this room on February 14th. So I hope to see some of you there. Yeah. I know. It's kind of weird. Anyway, I don't know what we were thinking. Okay. We'll have some Valentines for you. Okay.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and members of council. My name is Leslie Herman, Director of Parks and Recreation. I come before you this evening to request approval of permitting a pickleball play at Glendon Park on Monday and Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. effective March 1st, 2023. The Parks and Recreation Department has received numerous concerns and complaints from residents regarding pickleball at Glendon Park. Parks and Recreation staff have taken action to remedy these concerns and complaints to include implementing a reservation system for the courts, restricting open play for tennis and pickleball to certain dates and times, and encouraging pickleball players to use overflow parking in the upper lot of the baseball field, along with posting overflow parking signage.
When we started this, some of the neighbors came to town hall and approached me and said, you know, the pickleball noise was, of course, bothering them a lot. And so the director of Parks and Rec worked with them, and 3 days is what they said that they could deal with, and that was a compromise. And I think we kind of looked at that as, that sounds like a nice compromise. So even whatever happens tonight, it may not be the only hours that pickleball players in Vienna are going to be able to play. We're actively thinking, how can we help the pickleball community in this room and future pickleball players? I mean, all ages play it. My daughter is in college, and she's calling me and telling me how she's playing pickleball. And so it's a great sport. I'm definitely all in favor of it, and I think you've heard from the council that we are too. Okay, is there anyone else here? Good evening.
Good evening. It's my first time. I'm a bit nervous.
Oh, no, don't be.
My name's Lubna Dabag. I live on 1009 Fairway Northeast. And I have a sort of a two-pronged thing I'd like to say. One is health. The gas blowers, the gas-powered leaf blowers. I have asthma. And I cannot be in my backyard when these guys are there. And at any given hour, there's 4 or 5 up and down the street. So I just was wondering if maybe, you know, the noise, the pollution, I can't go out till like half an hour after they've gone because of whatever that's blown around. So I was wondering if we could maybe do something about the noise ordinance, maybe shorten some of the hours if possible. Like, there are companies that come on Sundays, and as far as I know, that's not allowed, I think, by the town. And they'll come as late as 7 and be there till dark almost, or, you know, especially in the summer. So I just wanted to see if you would consider that for health and animals, and also harms, you know, the environment in many different ways. And it also harms the workers that are using these 24, you know, I mean, 7 days a week without good masks. You know, I think that's sometimes important. So last thing is, I was in the Master Gardener program here in Fairfax County, and we did learn that there are several solutions or alternatives. Most people don't like this one, but leave the leaves. It's free mulch. It is improving the soil. I've been doing that the last few years. My son will mulch it with a lawnmower, but my soil's improved a lot, and I'm growing more food now. Electric is another one. I guess people don't necessarily want to rake, but, you know, it's easy because the town's kind enough to pick it up. And I wish you'd bring back the mulch. So that's just basically what I wanted to call your attention to.
Okay, thank you so much for speaking tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and next? Thank you. Okay.
Here to talk about the spotted. My name is Avril Garland, 917 Hillcrest Drive. Talk about the spotted lanternfly in Vienna. But I think I'll just send you an email about that. Just very quickly, it is in Fairfax County now, and it's going to be taking down the tree canopy. It's a very serious agricultural and ornamental pest. And we don't have enough professionals to get rid of it because you can't cut it. There's no point cutting it. You cut an ailanthus tree, you'll get a dozen. You have to use herbicide. You just cut and paint. Well, actually, it's complicated, but I explain that. The point is, in Illinois, they have the same problem, and they use volunteers, which is free labor. It's kind of sort of a win-win, but the volunteers undergo a 2-hour training with a video. They are told in a specific site, you have to work in this specific site. This is a pre-mixed bottle. You may only use this product on that plant. And that law has been in place since 2011, and they're very happy with it. And every year, the volunteers get retrained. They have to watch the same 2-hour video. And they're very happy with it. So it's one thing that maybe you could ask Richmond to allow. They could possibly allow the town of Vienna to do that and take care of the spotted lanternfly. So the other thing I wanted to say, I'd like to back up the last speaker about the gas, the noise. The noise from those blowers it's just abominable. And the town of Chevy Chase had the same problem, and they shortened the hours. So instead, we can start using them at 7 a.m. They must start at 10 a.m. and they've got to stop at 6 p.m. And then on Sundays, weekends, holidays, they can only start at noon. So that's weekdays, 10 a.m. to 6, weekdays, Sundays, holidays, it's noon to 6. So it's a compromise. You can still use these diabolical machines and be a jackass to your neighbours, but at least there's a limited amount of time you can be in use. And then, as you know, Chevy Chase Village has banned them altogether. There are no gas-powered leaf blowers allowed in Chevy Chase Village. So that's another solution. At the moment, the town loop, you can close a loophole. On Sunday, as Lubna said, they're not allowed. But the homeowner is allowed to use them, but not a landscaper. So the problem is when I've come up and said, excuse me, you'll have to send the landscapers home, you're not allowed to do this. And he said, oh, well, they're friends of ours. We're not paying them. Oh, so he's your friend. What, he speaks Hindi? You doesn't speak English, so I guess he speaks Hindi, does he? So they're just lying. It's, so I got them to go home. But the people are not following this rule. They bring them anyway, and the police show up, they say, oh, these people are our friends, they're not landscapers. So you want to close the Sunday loophole and make it, nobody uses gas-powered leaf blowers on Sunday. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, is there anyone else this evening?